My portfolios have been on fire lately, and I'm going to share all that stuff with you guys today. Share with you what's in the portfolio, how it's performing, and I'm going to take you behind the scenes and show you how it's been performing in total from the beginning of it until now. And then, yeah, if you're new here, my name is John, and I'm an American that's been living here in China for nearly 2 decades now. And I have several different portfolios that I share with you guys, and this is just one of many that I'm going to share with you. And yeah, let's get into it. So let's record the screen here on my phone. I'm going to show you the portfolio. 3, 2, 1, bam. So this portfolio is in Charles Schwab. So I'm going to open this up and I'm going to refresh it for you guys. This is 7:45 in the morning here in China on Saturday. So this might move a little bit because the market's still open for 15 minutes. So if you see the numbers moving, that's what it is. But we can see the Dow was up 0.37%, NASDAQ 0.72%, and the S&P 0.5%. My portfolio was up 0.5% yesterday. So right on line with the market. You can see right now it's sitting at $73,287. And I've got $17,478 in cash, so a big pile of cash. I did not add any money to this. It's just been going up and up and up. So let's go have a look at the positions. Let's do view all. So in this portfolio, I've only got 4 positions. Now I've repeated this many times, but I'm a firm believer. If you have less than $100,000 in your portfolio, you don't want more than 5, maybe 7 positions in total until you cross over that 100,000 threshold, and then start diversifying out after that. And that's the principle that I follow, and that's why I only have so few positions right now. At the top, you can see I've got XDTE, 120 shares. This one pays me each and every single Friday. Okay, the next one you see here, I put at the top, is QDTE, 325 shares. Again, this pays me each and every single Friday. Then I've got YBTC, 102 shares only. This one also pays me, but every single Thursday, not Friday, every Thursday. And then I've got QQQI. This one has a little bit more growth than the others, but it only pays me 1 time per month, each and every month. And I've only got 54 shares of this. So that's what's actually in the portfolio. Now, I did just get paid. Let me just share this with you guys real quick, I guess. So I just got paid yesterday from XDTE. They paid me $171. You can see at the top there. And QDTE paid me $65 yesterday. And then right below that, you can see on Thursday, YBTC paid me $40. So I got a couple payments this week. Not a lot, but I got a few. But what we're going to do now, we're going to dive into the spreadsheet where I track all this stuff and share with you guys behind the scenes what's really going on in this thing. So let me record the screen here. 3, 2, 1, bam. Oh, let's try that again. 3, 2, 1, bam. All right, here we are. So here we are in the spreadsheet where I track everything. I'll try to make it bigger. This thing does not like it when you make it bigger, but we'll try anyway. So at the top, you can see these are the positions that I have that I just shared with you in the actual brokerage account: QQI, XDTE, QDTE, and YBTC. There's my shares and my cost basis and all that stuff. And I forgot to turn on my mic, so we don't need that. Anyway, if you look down here, I got my cash position, my $17,478. That's 23% of my portfolio is in cash. So yeah, a large pile of cash here. But the market is on fire, and I don't know if this thing's going to turn around or not. And I hate to just spend all this money in one lump sum buying something, and then the market turns around. It's just been so volatile this year. So I'm a little bit worried about that. So that's why I'm just holding this cash for now, looking for a good opportunity. Let's see the performance of this thing. This is what you're here for, probably. We're going to see how this thing has been performing. So you can see here at the top, my QQQI is all across the board. We're looking good here. A market return of 5.5%. And if you include the dividends in that, we got 8.39%. So this one's doing pretty well. We get growth and money. XDTE, this one you can see here, we got a slight hiccup here. We're negative almost 1% on the market, but we are positive 6.6% if you include the dividends I receive. Now with this one, I bought this when it was back in January, when the market was doing really good, and I bought this really high, and then we had the tariff news, and this got hit hard by the tariffs, and then it's came back since. So you can see we're only 1% down, but in the total return we're positive. QDTE, I bought this like right in the middle of the tariff thing. When we had the tariffs and the market came down really hard, that's when I bought this, when this was beat down pretty bad. And you can see here we're doing pretty well on this one. We're up 1.85% on the market, but we're up almost 17% if you include the dividends. So this one's doing really well, 17% return. I'm happy with this one. We got YBTC again. I bought this one in the midst of all the tariff stuff, and it was beat down pretty good when I bought it. And you can see this one's performing really well. We got 16.2% just on the price return alone. And then if you include the dividends in that, we're up almost 40%, 39.5%. So this one's doing really well. So you can see all across the board, we are performing quite well. At the bottom, it says we have an average total return of 11%. It's okay, not too bad. And here's I was going to show you that, but see, I told you when you make this thing big, it doesn't really like to. If you look at the allocation here, let me get all this on the screen so you can see it. How about that? There we go. That's better. So the QQQI is only 4%. It's a small percentage. XETE is 50% of the portfolio, which is the S&P 500. So I'm more than fine with having 50% of my money in the S&P. I just bought it at the wrong time. QDTE, we've got about 16%. So it's about 75% of the portfolio between the S&P and the NASDAQ. Actually, 80% if you add the 4% QQI, we're closer to 80% of the portfolio being in the index. And then we have 6% in Bitcoin or via YBTC, which is the Bitcoin index. So about 80% in the indexes. We got 6% in Bitcoin, and then the rest is all in cash. Now let's go have a look at the dividends, see what's going on here, and then we'll end this thing. So here it is, 2025. You can see here's the first one. You see QQI. You can see when I bought it back in June. So it paid me 13, 32, and then 33. This month in September, I'm yet to get paid. This pays at the end of every month. So I'll get this later, but probably something similar to this, $33, $34, something like that. The next one you see on the list here is XETE. I told you guys I bought this back in January, so you can see we had 92, 94, 142. So you see the dividends are growing because I was adding money to it as it was going down during this tariff stuff. I was just putting more money in to average down. And some of these payments that are large, like this one, you have 201, to jump to 340. This week, there was actually 5 payments. This month, there were 5 payments that month instead of 4. That's why you have the big jump and then the drop again. So this one. And then around this time, again, I started adding a lot more shares. And then also in August, we had, not only did I have more shares, but we also had 5 payments that month as well. So that's why this is another large month. Then right now, this is September. I got $511 so far this month. And let's see how many more payments we're going to get just for fun. Only one more payment. So this is probably going to be in the 600s, maybe $650 or something, or maybe not quite that much. Maybe $620 this month is probably somewhere around the neighborhood. Is what we're going to get out of XDTE this month. So like I said, August was 5 weeks. This is only 4, so the payment's going to be slow. It's going to be a little bit lower, but it's nothing about the wrong with the stock. It's just there's 4 weeks in some months and 5 weeks in others. QDTE, you can see I bought this in March when the market started falling, and then when the market really dipped, I bought more. And you can see the more shares ended up being more money, right? Then again, we have the 5-week payment month. Bam, bam, bam. Another 5-week payment month. Price was up, or the distribution was up. Here we are, September. So far, $223. Again, one more payment coming in. So this is probably going to be like $300. Then we got YBTC, which I just got paid from yesterday also. So we started at the same time, QDT and YBTC at the same time. You can see I just kind of bought 100 shares and stopped. And the dividends fluctuate on this one a bit, but you can see right now so far this month, we got 126. This usually pays me 40, 45 bucks. So I should get one more payment this month as well from them. So we're looking at like maybe 170, something like that from them this month. But we'll see when the time gets here, and I'll do a more thorough review for you guys. If we check out the total over here, so far, $861 this month. So not too bad. If you see these numbers up here, these numbers are not actually 100% accurate because I sold stuff and I forgot to write it down. But you can see it says we made $73.51. But if I go here to the sold positions, you can see the positions that I sold, the return, $10,200 is what's missing from this right here. So if you add that 10,200, it's actually 17,500 was what I've made so far for the year from this portfolio. Which in Asia, I spend about $1,200 a month. So, I don't need much money to live here. I'm just over about $13,000 a year is enough to live here, and I've already made $17,000. So not too bad. And if you're questioning this, you can see these market returns are horrible on these Yieldmax, OT, Tesla, Coney, Nvidia, such and such, right? All these Yieldmax funds. Look at the market return on these. This is terrible, and that's why I sold them, because of this right here is exactly why. You can see the percentage 21, 24, 44, 24. These are negative market returns. That's why I sold these positions and walked away from them, because if you compare all these Yieldmax market returns to the round hill market returns I have now, I mean, look here. We got 5%, a negative 1%, and we have a positive 1% and positive 16%, right? So, the returns are much better. The price stays stable or even goes up. And if you add the dividends in, then you're doing really well, as opposed to, where's it at? As opposed to this garbage here when you're down 20, 40, 50% and stuff. And look at the total returns, you get 3, 1, 1, right? This is not sustainable. So that's why I got rid of all those, in case you're wondering. So anyway, got lots of free stuff below, free Discord, free newsletter. I got my book down there and some other stuff down there as well. Go check that stuff out if you like. And I'll see you guys soon with another update on the smaller portfolio I'm growing, as well as some other stuff. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys later. Y'all take care.